Alright guys, so here's a video on the E39. I guess I'll start with the exterior on it. It just got painted about a year ago. Unfortunately, it's got some stuff coming up under the paint. The body shop's gonna take care of it all and redo the whole car without a problem. Very nice of them. Still pretty badass paint job, but it's gonna be even better, you know, when they're done with it again. They kind of threw in a glass out job, they called it, but unfortunately it reacted in some spots, so it's gonna get fixed though, so no point in crying over spilled milk, as they say. So here it is under the hood. It's an M54 B30. It's still completely internally stock. I haven't even put a tack weld or a wire nut on the oil pump nut. So either I've been super lucky, or, well, really I'm not revving it past 6,800. There's no need. I guess I'll start over here. So M50 manifold, only reason it was done was the original B30 manifold was starting to split at the plastic welds. So picked up one of those for like $100 on eBay, and another, I think it was like $50 for the throttle body. You know, custom made the intercooler pipe for it after the other setup. Tile blow-off valve, a Weldon fuel pressure regulator, vibrant black and blue hoses with AN fittings on the end. I did convert it to cable throttle since I went standalone. Standalone, it has a Mega Squirt 3X, which is basically an expanded Mega Squirt 3. Everything works on it. I've turned off the exhaust vanos because I really didn't find much power in it. So basically it runs single vanos right now. I've got 1000cc Bosch fuel injectors, twin Walbro 485 fuel pumps, 8AN feed line, a number 6 return. I'm going to eventually put a flex fuel sensor in this. I only run it on E85 right now because, lucky enough, I have an E85 station next to the shop. It's got an E46 M3 aftermarket aluminum radiator that we hacked the outlets on and put some regular hose ends on. It's got Venair silicone hoses, converted it to mechanical thermostat. It's got a little sandwich plate there that houses it. Made an AN line for the Vanos line so we don't have anything blowing up. There you can see the little turbo feed in the back. Got some custom molded fittings for the oil cooler that goes in the front of the car. And then one of my little cheap items, the Godspeed Super Intercooler, because it's all of that was around back in 2011 in that size. Audi R8 coils, currently has NGK 2668 spark plugs, if I believe so. Custom catch can setup. It's not baffled. It pretty much relies on the heat to convert the fumes into liquids. I constantly drain out what looks like apple juice from there, which is no big deal. There's a K&N air filter to a 3-inch inlet to the spa manifold, and my Garrett GTX 3582R Generation 1, so it's still a 62 millimeter based billet front wheel. All the new ones are 66 mil, which kind of sad that by the time I got around to putting that turbo on, they had released a 66 mil. But I mean, I don't really have any need for it at this point. It's got a, I believe this is a custom fuel rail. Purchased from a company in Australia. I'm sure it's a Chinese made product, but it works, hasn't had any issues. Let's see what else I can show you about the car. It's got some eBay headlights that I opened up and modified with some Morimoto Evo R projectors and their HID kits, which been flawless. I've had them on my FRS before, no issues. Custom style 42 wheels converted to 3-piece, powder coated over by my buddies at Miami Powder. And we were the first to actually run a real BBS center cap on here. Everybody else buys those little fakes. So we made some adapters for it. Gave the measurements out to my buddy that does these wheels. Hopefully he's doing the same for everybody else. Custom Brembo kit. It's Porsche Cayenne calipers, the 17Z model with 535 E60 rotors. And then in the back, I've got Boxer S calipers, rear Boxer S calipers with front Boxer S pads, so they take up the whole pad face. I don't know, let me see if I can find a way for you guys to see that. It's kind of, there it is. Pretty much takes up the whole rotor face. And it's got E39 M5 rear rotors, which by the way are also the same as E46 M3. And the bracket for the rear is also for an E46 M3. We just had to machine a couple millimeters off of it. Sabon CSL style trunk. Fits pretty well, pretty happy about that. Another aftermarket M bumper with this diffuser that's made in Poland, which fits amazing and looks great. Let's go under. Here's the custom exhaust I made at the shop in a weekend. It's 3.5 inch. There's the M5 diff. It's got the M5 differential with the M5 axles. I also converted the car to E60 hubs, so I can pretty much run almost every BMW wheel if I needed to. The first half of the drive shaft on the back side is M5. The front is the 530 drive shaft that we machined down and custom welded together. So no issues there. See my nice little welding. Let's go off to the interior of the car. And go check us out. It's got a AZA auto wheel, steering wheel, made by Andre in UK. I mean, not the UK, I'm sorry, Ukraine. Super excellent quality. Had it for 2-3 years already, no problems. My favorite mod, but not everybody's favorite, because apparently they're cheap. But these Brahms seats are the most comfortable seat I've sat in a long time. It's basically to the point I'm contemplating on getting a set for the Tacoma, because those seats actually suck. Sorry, Toyota. I got a UUC short shifter, an Evo 3, I believe it is. The shift knobs from Condor Speed Shop. This is a cool little item. Found it on eBay when I was putting the car together. A gentleman here in Florida makes these plates. I think this one's out of carbon fiber to hold 3 gauges on a regular radio. And then there's my connection to the standalone right there, which is pretty cool. I need to get a cover for it because it broke off. Car's got factory piano black trim. Then took the cluster apart and painted the needles. That was a nice little touch. I got some new ones of those up in I think they're here actually. I think I brought them home from the shop. So, tranny is still the stock 5-speed. It does have a spec super twin disc clutch it's for an E36 M3, but same transmission, same spline count, same bolt pattern. Works excellent. Oh yeah, the turbo manifold, and a lot of you have been asking. It's an SPAT4. Again, the turbo is a GTX 3582R Garrett Generation 1 billet setup, which is a 62 mil wheel. And it's running a Tile 38 millimeter MVS gate. And I still have a manual boost controller because really, it works. I'm eventually going to go to an electronic boost controller along with a flex fuel setup, so I can pretty much, I don't plan on driving the car all over the place, but lucky enough we have ethanol right next to the shop, and pretty much all up the Florida Turnpike we have ethanol, so if I want to drive this thing to Orlando, I can pretty much fill it up anywhere. But eventually I'll do, I'm going to do flex fuel and the electronic boost controller, and pretty much any other thing I can do with a Megasquirt standalone it has. So there she is. It's got 122,000 miles. And when I boosted it, I believe it had, I'm going to say 70,000. So, I don't drive it every day, guys. And I definitely don't drive it every day at 23 pounds of boost, because I don't care who you are, it's not going to last. The good part is it's not going to throw a rod. We have the car tuned to bring in the torque a lot later in the power band. It's not like all these stock ECU cars now that you see, making gobs of torque at, you know, 3,000 RPMs, you're going to throw a rod. Sorry, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. They just weren't designed to hold that much torque that quickly. I do have a spare block sitting at the shop next to my toolbox and another head at my buddy's house, which is my old school teacher that ports cylinder heads out of his house. So at some point, you know, I'm going to, you know, put a forged M54 rotating assembly in here with a head done, and I'll probably do a custom aluminum intake manifold. I don't know, might jump to a little larger Garrett turbo. I've had great success with them. The first two Precisions I had blew up within 300 miles, so, well, we're not going to go there, but the Garrett's been on since 2018 or late 2017 and hasn't given me a single problem. Doesn't smoke, always delivers power, so no complaints. But yeah, so there's the car. It's kind of dirty. Probably doesn't look dirty on video, but thanks for checking it out. Hopefully I'll do some more videos on it soon, get some driving videos for you guys. Take care.